Warm, these are threes. And I did, hey Jimmy, where you going? I don't know where I'm going, but my dad died. My dad died. And all he left me was these degrees. Yeah. I did that. Then that's when, then the next one, that blew up, of course. I blew up. And then the next one, that fucking, it broke. Crazy. I went there, I was boom. The Capitals was mad. Is that a Capitals? I don't know. I don't think it's, but I know that, like, some of the Capitals where I'm from, they thought that Ye was taking a shot at them. How? First of all, let them niggas know I've never been to college. So my only college reference was School Days, Spike Lee. Right, word. Like, I remember they was on the radio, was like, we about to play a song by our favorite fake Kappa, Kanye West. I was like, interesting. Like, but I feel like maybe they thought that maybe... I don't think Kanye would be a Kappa anyway. What do you think Kanye would be? I don't know, not a Kappa. You still fuck with Kanye? Yeah. Do I mean that musically, like, as a person? Yeah, just as a dude. I think that everybody grows up in different, you grow up again, like you grew up once. Sure. And we get to the point where we at now. Then you might get, like him getting married, he grew up again. He grew up, Kanye actually 3 times. He grew up to his mom, he made his music, then he started kicking it, then he got real cool. He had the Amber situation. They look like the hit couple, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a big fucking deal, yeah. That was fire. He brought fire, like they brought fire to, not disrespecting no relationship there now, yeah, but they brought fire to like, oh shit, this could be some fly. I can't think of who. It was like a Prince type thing. That's precisely the way we had Amber on here. It looked like Kanye. It was Ye, and it was this weird, ethnically. She looked like a piece of art at that point. You know what I'm saying? Prince. And it's like I think he grew up then. I think in his mom passing. I think within that. Then he went in depth to his heartbreak or whatever happened with him.
Trying to get it in there to you, Stacy.
I don't know. Well, I never asked a nigga is a heartbroken. I never asked nobody that. I was like, you alright? That's it. That's how. Yeah. He was like, whether you hurt or not, you alright. So and then the Kim thing, which I know he always had feelings like for Kim in some kind of way, and then wanting a family, wanting to give his mom what he thought she would have wanted, regardless of the family. And who else do you date? You got that kind of money. They got that kind of money. Who else do you date? I mean, people always say why you date people for money, but you don't want nobody. You don't want to date nobody super broke. Right. You carrying people forever. You want to date somebody broke. You want them to be ambitious. I heard you talk about that before. One time we got y'all at TMZ, and you were like, because you have to watch out for some of these girls in LA, because you think that they got a lot of bread, and then you get to their apartments and they share. Like, did you remember that? Like, he was like, he's like, y'all don't know, these girls is bunking up. They share in the master bedroom. We got pallets. Yeah, but no, but the same thing with men. With like, the men, it's worse with the men. I wouldn't expect. It's worse with the men. Even now, this is gonna sound weird, and we already talked about the dance line, but even now, I can't see what's Tiger Baby Moms. I know what's Black China. Black China. I can't see Black China dating a bum athlete. She would. Why would she? I cannot see. You can't. You're not gonna see Mariah Carey dipping down to the colleges to pick up some 22-year-old. Now you're not gonna. It's not. It doesn't fit. Why do people have such an issue with that though? Why do people feel like that people feel like there's some virtue in dating someone that's not at the same stage? You got a lot to lose, man. You could date somebody and push them towards is what I do. Push them toward wanting their own money. Push them toward letting them know I may not always be here, and I don't mean just like death, but you got, then spirit, love might fall out. Then what are you going to do? And I love you enough now to give you that advice now. That if you were dating somebody else and told me you were living off somebody else's money, I would still tell a girl to get that money. Yeah. I give my daughter money, lump sum, just to watch her below that shit and be like, yo. What's she blowing on? From Chicago, but like mostly food. I ain't gonna lie to you. Food and bullshit. Like, I can't lie, man. She just goes through it. I want to ask you something. You're a comedian. I told you I have more comedian friends, and now shout out to Andrew, shout out to Donnell, shout out to all of these guys. Donnell's hilarious. I'll be honest with you. When we have these conversations about the funniest comedians, I feel like sometimes Donnell's name is not brought up. Donnell's funny. Donnell is fucking hysterical. Donnell, when I'm not there on Mondays, Donnell would host for me, and I'm comfortable sleeping. Yeah. Sometimes people be hosting for me, and I don't know what's gonna happen with the room. Right. Donnell's in my top 10. He's fantastic. Donnell's top 4 to me. I'm gonna get your top 10 later, or your top 5. Only because he really still don't give a fuck, and that's hard to. Doesn't give a shit. He does. Well, I'm about to ask you this. So this leads into my question. With comedians at this particular point,
I'm hearing from these brothers and these sisters that I know that it's getting harder to do comedy because of the culture.
Yeah.
And because
not the culture, everybody talking about movements.
Right. So, do you feel that? Do you feel like in some way people's movements is like hurting comedy? Like we can't is comedy in danger?
I think if I just want to do comedy, if someone just wants to do comedy where Donnell does, I don't know if his focus is on it, just doing him, just doing his own lane.
Yeah.
No, Michael Blackson, no, I don't think it affects them at all. Because that's not, I don't think that Michael Blackson, and it's going to sound weird, Michael Blackson got all boys too. His kind of comedy ain't going to affect he can't talk about, you know what I'm saying, my comedy when I talk to bitches and hoes, when I do that, I rarely say hoes, by the way. I say bitch a lot because what I'm saying in the conversation, I'm like, so I tell a bitch, like that. But me saying, or directing towards somebody who's acting in that manner. But if you watch it, it's a way that I do it, which has been trained. My sisters, everybody trained me how to, this ain't.
And you think that there is a difference between referring to somebody as a bitch or saying the word bitch and using bitch as an insult, as a put down to
Always.
You think that there's a difference?
Always.
Do you think that women feel that there's a difference?
Hell yeah, because they say it. They do it.
Interesting.
They do it all the time.
Do you feel that
it's my bitch right here, we going my bitch? Oh, look at stupid ass bitch over there. Like, it happens all the time.
But do you think that that's kind of like the N-word thing? So, like, where we call each other the N-word, but that doesn't necessarily mean that white people can say it?
Of course they can.
White people can say the N-word?
I said, of course they can. It's certain.
You feel like the N-word
it's like Latin. It's like the Latin people who call it, like, they probably can say certain things. It's just like, if a gay guy wants to call another guy the F-word now, that word was in fact, it was all in movies. Ours was all in movies, by the way. Which is weird because if you separate the art, why is the art not separated in every instance? Why is the art just separated when I'm up there voicing myself as a comic? But if we go back and look at a lot of the favorite rappers who I love, they said them words all the time. All the time. Or movies. So in a movie, a white person can say it because it was written on paper.
Like a Quentin Tarantino situation.
You can say it, right? But me, I write my jokes on paper. So if I want to say something, I can't, which I just lied. I don't really write, but somebody who does sit and write because something's wrong with me. But if someone did sit down and they write down a list of jokes, or you write down or I'm sitting with somebody and they're writing my jokes, and we're going back and forth over what my jokes are, it's still written. So why am I going to say perform my art? But what if I go on stage and perform my art in a different look? Like what Whoopi Goldberg.
That's what I'm going to ask you, because what I'm saying is what people would say is, if I'm reading the N-word or the F-word or wherever out on a piece of paper as a character, it's not me saying it. When you're on stage, you're D-Ray Davis.
Right. So but watch it now. Let's see, because this is real deep what we're doing, because there's not, unless somebody make up a book of real rules, which we should probably.
There's no rules.
No, we could sit down and write this book, man. I'm joking, but we should do it like what they do with math. So what they do, like X divided by Y, if not Y. So we should do that.
Yeah. It's funny actually.
No, not funny. We just said we're doing it. So now we just said we're doing it. So we just wrote that right now. No one could do it after we just did it right now.
He's actually doing business on the podcast.
I'm saying no one can, because we already said it. So if somebody does it after us, then we will be able to sue them because they just try to do our rights. But we can't do that.
That works.
So now getting into it, in the depths of our book.
Okay.
If you as a black person sitting here and read something someone said, and they said the N-word or any word, read it. If a white person had a podcast and someone said the N-word and they're reading on paper, then he said, this nigger, you still gonna get mad at that white person for reading.
Sure.
But all they're doing is reading the transcript.
That happened to me.
But I'm saying they're reading the transcript. So at what point does it you're not allowed to say it at all? Now if you're saying not allowed to say it at all, what if I'm in court and the judge says, you have to repeat exactly what they said?
Right. I get it. I mean, I get it. I think that this is my thing, and that's why I asked.
We talked about the sensitivity part. We going real deep with it right now. Bottom line is,
that's what we get deep on the red pill. I think my question is, do y'all when you're sitting down thinking about comedy, do you think about who you're going to offend?
Now, I think of the, and if you know Donnell, he has the too soon. And
I think that's brilliant.
You do it. I'll say that some things are too soon. I'll say that I don't want to. I'll say it depends on. It's really crazy because like who you're around and they know what your intentions are. I think when you're around somebody, they know your intentions. It's not taken the same way. And this is a very small thing. Let's say old woman walks past. She's someone's grandmother. We don't know who she is, but she got a big booty. She's someone's grandma.
Yeah.
Now we know she's someone's grandma. We don't give a fuck who grandma is. Right. Damn, look at the ass on that. And her grandson like, hey man, what the fuck you looking at?
Right.
He like, like, nothing. He just, and your boy think it's funny. Right. You think it's funny, but that dude don't think it's funny.
Because he's connected to her.
For instance, which is not funny, but this is real, how I was really thinking. So last 2 Thursdays ago, I forgot what Thursday it was, what day was the Monroe College, what day Monroe. I had a college, and I've never missed a show in my entire career. I take a nap, I wake up, I'm dizzy. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The room's spinning. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? I try to walk to the bathroom, can barely walk. The room is literally like this. Text my road manager, yo man, something fucking wrong. He a nigga, he right back, drink some water. The fuck?
Pray on it.
Pray on it. Like, drink some water. I'm like, nigga, I just drank the fucking water. I'm not doing well. I text my agent, I say, hey man, I feel weird. He said, you got 2 hours before the show, D-Ray, just lay down. I'm always good. He's like, you good, you're always good. Come on. He's like, you want me to call downstairs? I'm gonna call downstairs, make sure we'll call downstairs. I said, yeah, but we're in fucking Monroe, Louisiana.
Oh shit. I went to college there.
Louisiana, ULM. ULM.
ULM, University of Louisiana
Monroe. So
I went
I'm
to
there,
Tech,
but I'm
so
like,
right down the road.
I'm fucked up. Congrats on that, going to college. But I'm fucked up, and I hit him and say, want me to call somebody? They ain't got nobody to call, ain't no medic there. Ambulance. So they come. I'm fucked up. I'm like, man. And all I was thinking is, damn, I can't die today. It's Nipsey's funeral. No one's gonna give a shit. Damn. I'm like, I can't, like, no, like, Nipsey's so important that I'm like, I would be hating on his legacy
If you die.
if I die. So I'm like, hell no. I'm like, figure me out. And I'm telling the person who's a kind guy, I don't remember his name, but he's being nice. I'm like, bruh, whatever it is, motherfucking, keep it to midnight. Like, if I'm, no matter what, because
I can't go today. Yeah.
And my boy's laughing at me because I'm about to, but anybody else would be offended that I'm thinking I'm dying. And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
And he's like, nigga, you know how funny this is that you care more about
that. That's like, it's not only funny, it's fucking remarkable when you think about it.
I care more about Nipsey's
not jacking his moment than your own health.
Like, fuck that. I was
like in 1201,
they gonna call me a hater. They gonna say D-Ray hating ass. And I was like, yo. And he was like,
you realize that people would say that?
Yeah.
People would be like, man, it's just like a nigga like D-Ray that go when we trying to say goodbye.
Yeah. I was like, fuck that. I was like, whatever I need to do at home. But in our moment, but my mother, nobody thought it was funny. They're like, what are you talking about?
Right.
You need to go out. I'm like, yo, I'm thinking more about that. I'm like, what medicine? What? I'm like, fuck, like, just keep me up to whatever. I was like, I won't be the one who, because it's a legacy, man. You talking about a legacy. So we thinking that's funny when somebody else, this was somebody else, we're laughing. Somebody else in the hospital is like, what are they laughing about? Right. And they're in the same place as me. Like, somebody else is like, right in the bed next, in the room next to us. What the fuck is funny?
Bro,
like, my mother over here fucking, someone's mother, my mother over here fucking sick. Why is they laughing in that motherfucker?
Bro, I had a panic attack one time, and I was in the hospital because of the panic attack. They brought me to the emergency room, and I'm down in a panic attack. And there's a girl in the bed next to me, and this was her like 4th or 5th time in the hospital because she had some sort of operation, and the shit kept going bad. So whatever staples or stitches or whatever she had,
it was rejected.
It wasn't working, right?
Yeah.
And she was in there, and I'm all fucked up, thinking that like I'm like, yo, man, my heart rate's all over the place and blah, blah, blah. My mental state's all fucked up. And then, like, her parents and her friends get there. I can hear her, because it's like just a curtain. I can hear her, and the next thing her parents and her friends get there. And her dad goes, you mean to tell me you ain't dead yet? He's like, and then you can hear her laughing and crying at the same time. And her mother's like, yeah, you're fucking like a tank. Right. And like they all laughing and having and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, man, like what the fuck?
Even better than that, right? You better not have laughed. You better not have laughed at that. Yeah. If you something funny?
Yeah, right, exactly.
You're like, what the fuck you laughing at? You don't know her. You know her? It's true. You know her? This funny to you, brother? This funny? It's like, yo, I just laughed at it.
Right.
Right. That's what we're talking about as far as like the whole like how soon is something when is it all right? When is the jokes? Because people got jokes from way back, from old tragedies that happened. That we talk about it now. Just 50 years later, people still sometimes I do a joke about when my brother took his life, and I talked about, wow, and I talk about people taking their lives. Like, literally on stage, I'm like, you gonna go. I'm like, motherfucker, what? Why are you so sad? And I'm in Peoria, Illinois. I do a show once a year. It's like my 4th year doing it. And I said, why are you so sad? You in the mirror. I said, only ugly people kill themselves. Like, one of my jokes. I was like, handsome people get in the mirror. They're like, nah, this gun don't match his outfit. Like, and this
so bad.
These 4 people got up. These 4 people got up. And
That's so bad. Oh.
These 4 people go,
oh my God.
Or I say stuff like, if you want to kill yourself, think you're going to kill yourself, masturbate first, and see if you still want to kill yourself after that.
You don't want to do anything
after that. Nothing after that.
Yeah.
So anyway, whichever one of those jokes, these people got up and walked out. She brought me this long-ass message saying, I was having a good time. I got disgusted by D-Ray. My son was severely depressed. He took his life. I thought I was going to the comedy show to feel better about it. I'm like, first I want to write shit. I rarely reply to that kind of shit. I wrote her back a DM. She had posted that, and I wrote her back a DM. I said, hey, by the way, this is how I cope. My brother took his life, but this is how I cope, regardless of what's going on. I said, I apologize. I'm sorry that he was going through so much pain, but I always think there's another way out. I say it on stage all the time. Colleges, I say it on stage because where they're most stressed. I'm like, and I'm joking about it because what other way to get to it without sounding like a motivational speaker than to literally joke about it, to make you laugh about it a little bit first. Everything that happens painful in your life by somebody trying to fix you, you get someone tries to make you laugh first. All the time.
Yeah.
The doctor, it ain't got to be that. The doctor's trying to make babies laugh.
Yeah.
Or sticking with a needle. Anything everything is, I'm not saying like as a joke, but in reference to a joke, there's a parallel to a joke and people trying to make smooth things while you're getting, or something that you're
trying to bring you out of the
Your
dope.
grandma give you I don't know if you had castor oil.
Yes.
And what they give you after that? A piece of candy.
Yeah. For sure.
So the joke is the candy before the castor oil. You know what I mean? It's like, let me talk to y'all about like death. Like motherfuckers is dying. Don't nobody better kill yourself. Y'all all look real good. You turn the lights up in here.
Right.
All y'all look good. Oh, maybe not you. And you talking to a real confident you can read the room. It's a quarterback. That nigga like, fuck out of here.
When she said that to you, did you feel bad in any way?
You feel bad, but how do you tell somebody that no matter what you're telling me, my thought process on death is going to be different than yours? And how do I tell you not to grieve either? I can't, whatever. I lost a fan, no matter what. I still lost a fan, I'm sure in that. Regardless of me and her, if I sit down with her and we eat and I can make her laugh, I can say this is what I was trying to do.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to be real with you, bro. You're an insightful dude, man. You're an insightful dude. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. There's a lot of stuff to be made fun of, and I am concerned with something. I'll get your thoughts on this in closing.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that because the stakes are so high.
Oh man, I ain't gonna do that.
And when I say the stakes, I mean when we talk about President Trump, when we talk about things that are going on in the world, even it seems like the fate of the world is in the balance with every single problem, right? With who's in the White House, climate change. We have
in a different order, but yeah, climate change first,
right?
Then the White House.
Then the White House,
because the way it's been feeling lately,
it's getting weird. And then we have so many people that are looking forward to and trying to access their rights. Black people are speaking up, women are speaking up, LGBT people are speaking up. Everyone is speaking up, and everything is so serious that it seems like gradually. And I'm a victim of this too. I get mad too. I get upset too. It seems like we're losing our ability to laugh. We're not laughing as much anymore. We're not having as much fun anymore. It seems like, and I'm as big a victim as this as anyone else. As soon as somebody else sees someone having fun, they go, "Uh-oh, can't have fun with that." Like, how do we reel that back?
I don't think we passed that. I think comedy is so incredible Hulk that it could, at any moment, the gamma ray could hit, and it could just be like,
yeah.
I don't think it's. I think somebody's got to stay. We have to. Comedy's never. Our foot is never not on the gas. I can't think of a time where. I mean, you can fuck around and slow down, but I don't think it's ever not on the gas. I don't think it's ever like where I'm gonna just let some shit go, unless they put some rules on it, like you can't say this, can't say that. I get it. Like some people get offended, some people don't, but the offended people are the same people who used to go tell the principal in school. They go tell me we used to laugh at them all the time. The motherfucker going to tell and shit.
Yeah.
And if you remember, all you people that are really getting offended, if you can recall that The funniest person in the room most of the time is going through the most stuff. The person who was most loud in the room didn't really want it, was the most shy motherfucker. And we forgetting that. So when you standing up for somebody, you might be standing up for the wrong person. Instead of figuring out what's wrong with somebody or why somebody said something before you dog them, then you become the bully.
Yeah, got a lot of shit we gotta fix. Where can they find you, bro? Like, tell us what, tell us where you gonna be,
Tobin.
what you gonna be on.
Steak and mashed potatoes. I saw you. I heard you knocking. I was gonna come in a second.
Are you now?
That's all the show I was talking. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, you can donate some money to the D-Ray. Man, always on social media, I always say I'm gonna be at D-Ray Davis. D-E-R-A-Y-D-A-V-I-S. So,
Mismatch.
also about this podcast, anything that I said that I talk real fast sometimes. I talk real. Sometimes I don't know exactly what my thoughts are going from John to everything. So anything you want to say to me, I'm very, very cool with going back and forth with you until I can get
that was D-Ray saying he'll roast your ass if you.
No. My way of saying is, if I was not understood, I'm willing to get to a point where you do understand me, because I don't speak all languages, but I do want to be understood.
You're willing to do the work.
I'm willing to do the work. Talk to me. I want to hear it.
A lot of people are.
That's how I'm gonna stay being better. Did I mention I listen as being one of those things I'm good?
Oh my G.
To the rap.
And the best thing about D-Ray Davis, the best thing about D-Ray Davis, I'll tell you this, man, is my modesty.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, hey, we out of here. Hey, y'all give it up for D-Ray, man. Thank you. Give it shout out all the people in the top up there. What's up?
Everybody up in the balcony, whole situation.
Section. I'm sorry,
Good shot.
That's really me. I made it. And we got to get on this book. All right, man, we out.
Niggas told us we can't smoke, but we don't give a fuck. Bully and the Beast podcast.
What's good, man? It's Bully and the Beast shit.
This L'Oreal.
It's wax.
You know me from the Lip Service podcast, of course, and you know this nigga from Brilliant Idiot, because he's clearly an idiot. But this is our motherfucking shit.
Great taste, only 96 calories. Now that's a combo.
This episode of Flagrant 2 has been brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car crash, slip and fall, or on a job, you need a law firm that's big enough to challenge the largest insurance companies and corporations. Morgan & Morgan has nearly 500 attorneys throughout the country. Some of them Flagrant 2.
Yes,
you saw that?
an asshole tweeted us.
Let's go. And they've recovered billions of dollars for clients like you. Get America's largest personal injury fight that you need with no upfront costs. That's right. It's free unless they win, so they're incentivized. Go to so visit
Where the foul at?
That's FORthepeople.com. Check out Morgan & Morgan, see if they can do something for you. Now, this episode is also brought to you by Adam and Eve. AdamandEve.com. Yeah. Free stuff is awesome, guys. We know that. But free stuff to spice up your bedroom is even better. Maybe they got like some little hanging table. Select almost any one item for 50% off. And then Adam and Eve loads on the free stuff, a sex addict for you, a special gift for Faye, and a third item that you'll both enjoy, and 6 free spicy movies, plus free shipping. All you gotta do is use the offer code FLAGRANT, okay? FLAGRANT is the offer code FLAGRANT. Flagrant at the checkout point. That's AdamandEve.com. Guys, go get some condoms. If you don't need any sex toys, just go get some condoms. If you want to support the show, you don't have to buy them anywhere. Now, let's get into it. Let's get into it, guys. What's up, everybody? And welcome to Flagrant 2. No easy fucking analysis by assholes. Water cooler commentary for your sports needs. We are here, and the time is 10:06. How does it feel, motherfucker? Is 6 minutes late. We have a nice little soundtrack for him.
There you go.
It's bumping on the cell phone. I think we should play it again so he can hear it.
I heard it.
Akash got him in the penalty box.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh. Take him.
No. So Akash was late. I just want to clarify that to everybody. Akash is late. Akash is late. You know what? Is that true? You got here before them?
Nah, after. I'm talking about between you guys.
Oh, okay.
But I was there, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Damn, Akash.
Feels
Nope.
good. Feels good to be in this shit.
Well, guys, we are here. How are you guys doing?
That's good.
Ah. We don't have to harp on your lateness much more.
I'll sit in the box.
No, you can sit in the box. You're going to take your penalty.
See how I'm not judging?
You're incredibly judgy. You're incredibly smart.
Bang.
I get it, sometimes, especially if there's, work.
You wouldn't be so judgy if this feeling wasn't so new for you.
I'll be honest, I was shocked when I walked in here and you were sitting down
It's not
already.
like Memorial Day, nobody's working downtown, so nobody's outside. It's okay.
That's false. It's a street fair.
He did notify us to the street fair.
Yeah, no, I immediately said fuck because I was on my way out.
Kaz was so excited when I walked in the room, bro. He looked like a puppy. I walk in the room, he's just looking back. Say it.
This is the first time I'm on time and you're actually acknowledging it.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You want to fucking acknowledge him for being on time?
Hold on 1 second. One second. We're not going to make this about your tardiness, okay? Or on timeness. What is it? Punctuality. Exactly. This is about Akash's late.
Good job, Kenny Anderson.
Because you're still very late as well.
Thanks, bro.
Matter of fact, I think the lesson we learned here is I'm the only one that cares.
Oh my God.
I'm the only one that's on
I
time.
think I'm still in the lead.
I don't know. I think it's even now. Akash had how many? One or
Well,
two?
he had the one that he boycotted his way out of.
No.
See
Don't
what
turn
I'm
on me now. Don't turn on me now.
So I don't think.
Nah, that don't count. What are we at?
Y'all both won.
What are we at?
No.
Alright, so officially Andrew's on 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Kaz is on
Don't even count it. Go on.
No, please, let me know my number.
but Akash, myself, and Alex are at 2. And Kaz, you are at 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Oh, still at 9. You haven't been late since we shamed you.
Not double digits.
Got him. It works.
As long as I stay on double digits, I'm good.
Guys, so big news.
Oh, he was wide open.
Asshole surgery. Oh.
Wait, what? For the hemorrhoid?
Son, I had
Too much stuff
a fucking blueberry hanging out of my asshole. I look like a cotton-tailed bunny rabbit walking around. Dude, you don't even realize how awful this weekend has been. We were in Columbus, Ohio. I almost went to the hospital.
Oh my God! You didn't even get to enjoy the chicken tenders.
No, I did enjoy the fuck out of them. That's why I was in the hospital.
Asshole.
Son, it was,
Enjoyed it too much.
dude, and it is awful, even right now. Okay, so there's a girl I'm talking to, right? Her father happens to be a doctor. This is how awful this is.
Buddy, welcome to the fucking life. You don't even need no insurance no more.
Got him.
That's huge. Oh, it's life changing.
Now, it is life-changing, right? Unless you have a hemorrhoid hanging out of your asshole.
But she knows, so whatever.
First of all, no, she doesn't. Okay? I had to break this information to her that I have a hemorrhoid, right? And then I've never spoken to her father at all. We've had zero communication whatsoever. None at all. The first that her father finds out about me, right, is when she asks him for prescription hemorrhoid medication, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate
I was about to say like that. There's no way you're sitting.
That's why I've been on the pillows for so. Okay, so
my
prescription hemorrhoid medication.
How do hemorrhoids even happen?
We're gonna get into all that because I've done a lot of research.
I want to know.
First of all, do you know how awful this weekend in Columbus has been? Every time we would go and sit at a restaurant, I would have to ask the restaurant if they had a pillow.
Ask for permission with your black friend.
No. I mean, obviously. No, we did some wild shit, bro. We ate at this German restaurant on Saturday on Memorial Day weekend. There's fucking German flags flying all around, like the troops, on it. Anyway, yeah, so I'm asking for fucking, because I cannot sit on wood. When you sit on wood, it just separates your butt cheeks. And then your asshole starts to fall out of your asshole even more than it was already doing. This is what
Oh, he
hemorrhoid is.
hooping.
Just a part of your asshole has been falling out of your asshole. It's like a vein.
How does it happen?
I think it's from like.
Jamming too many things in there?
No, it's the opposite. It's pushing too many things out. Yeah. Jamming things in is. I do that. This is a lot. Now, y'all want to know the real shit? This is a lot. There's a thing in my asshole right now.
You mean like a pen cap?
No. I mean, real talk, it's the exact same size as a pen cap. It's a suppository. Okay? It looks like a pen cap, and I have to slowly push it up my asshole. And your asshole does a weird thing. Once you get like a certain amount in, it accepts it like an alien spaceship. You know, like, remember in Independence Day when like once you got into the zone, the mothership was like, okay, you may come in now, right? So literally for the last few days, I've been taking the bunny tail and pushing it. Okay, so here's my butthole, right? I have a picture. Maybe we'll show it on the Patreon. I do not want to show you guys this right now.
Wait,
So
take a picture of your butthole?
say what?
What? Take a picture of your butthole?
Yeah, because I need to see it. Because if it looks like really bad, they just gotta chop it off, and like it's a whole thing, right?
Take an analysis by assholes.
It's analysis of assholes.
It's not bad, but want to look over there for your sports team. Yeah. So here's your asshole, right?
Okay.
Here's the hemorrhoid. It's just sticking out of my asshole. Okay?
So like when you poop, does it like split?
Bam. It's like do you want to know what it really is like? It's like a teapot.
Like Moses splitting?
No. You know what it looks like for real? This is what it looks like for real. You know, like those trains, like chugga 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 choo choo. You know how they have that chimney part at the top of the choo choo.
Yeah, the teapot.
Yeah, the teapot shit, right? So that's my
You feel the
asshole.
steam building before it's shit?
No, but it bends it. It's like curvy. Like you know when you make like when like girls curl their hair.
Yeah.
You know, they bend. Anyway, we don't have to get into it.
It's like Moses like standing in the river.
No, it's not parting it.
It's not parting?
No, it is not. No, yeah, it's more curvy. It's awful. But that being said,
That's a big wiping part.
yeah, a little bit, and easier, because it just doesn't go everywhere. It kind of just closes it off. I almost don't need to wipe. I do, but it's just like
Maybe
it's
you
like.
keep the hemorrhoid, you know what I mean? Maybe this is advantage.
Listen, man, hemorrhoids have gotten a bad rap. You gotta look at the bright side of this shit.
Sons, this was, I mean,
Right side of the
Tuesday,
shit, that's funny.
awful.
Right side.
It's awful, bro. It's like, I couldn't do anything.
Styrofoam.
Oh, yeah.
What?
When we were at the German restaurant,
So he got
brutal
styrofoam containers, like to-go containers.
Hmm.
And he said,
Like a cookout plate, like a to-go?
the noise that it made, it was just like, crunch.
I got two, one for each cheek, and I just
Or like that.
Sorry?
Everything is fine?
No, and by the end of the set, like it starts to really kind of expose itself. So what I do is I push it back in. I push my asshole back up in my asshole, right? There's that blueberry thing. I push it back in. When it's in, it feels good.
Put the blueberry back in the parfait.
So I have to periodically put it back in. So what I would do is right before I would go on stage, literally minutes before I would go on stage, I push it back in. Now, the thing I learned
Good
from
D.
having hemorrhoids, Akash, is all the different times in your life you clench your butt cheeks. I thought you clench your butt cheeks. You take boobs.
Take him. Too small.
Boobs, whole parts, right? Yeah. Dude. Bending down to pick things up.
It all hurts.
Laughing. It not even hurts. It's just like, I'll just say a funny joke and be like, and then poof, I just feel it pop right out my ass. Like, yeah, a little blueberry. A little bobbling blueberry. I really got a bobble booty. I literally just got a little bobble booty.
So wait. So
This guy's been laughing at me.
Do they cut off?
Dude, he loves it.
It's the funniest. This is the best thing that happened to the podcast in a long time.
Let me tell y'all something.
Actual asshole content.
Good D.
This is gonna take the show to the next level. Yeah, I was like, yo.
Hey, play your media. Let's get a hemorrhoid craze
Real
going.
talk. It's preparation H. And I've been talking, and I've been calling it prep, right? This is where it gets real bad. I was like, yeah, I'm on that prep, right? Do you know what prep is? It's a fucking drug for AIDS.
Oh!
It's an AIDS prevention drug. So I'm walking around like, yeah, I gotta take that crap again. Bro, it has been...
Yo, this is the most elaborate story for somebody trying to come out the closet.
Let me tell you, that blueberry's out the closet.
Son, if you like ash play, man, just let us know. It's fine, man. I get it.
So do they cut off the blueberry or do they shove it back in?
No, they cut it off. They cauterize it, and they rubber band it.
Padee.
It's like really, like prehistoric the way the surgery's done. I was like, how do you get rid of it?
Just kind of twist it
They
off.
twist it right off, dog.
What is the surgery
Like a grape?
Like a piece of challah bread.
I don't know why
Y'all
they
can
use
probably
this.
Jewish, so it's gonna be no problem for us.
we're in Columbus, right? We're going to get some food, right? And there's this Uber driver.
Off tips, huh?
Oh hell, that's their thing. Yeah, a little bris. Circumcise my butthole, please. So we're going down, and I think I'm gonna fuck. I fuck with Uber drivers and shit like that. So like, there's this African dude, right? I'm trying to fuck with him. I was like, yeah, man, what do you think about hemorrhoids, right? He takes videos. He's like, in my country, 50% of people have hemorrhoids. What? Alex, how long did he talk about hemorrhoids?
Son, at least 20 minutes.
I didn't interrupt him, nothing. Bro,
Would have been overriding the attorney, by the way.
bam, 20 minutes on hemorrhoids. The dude has been there. He was talking about like what you do. Yeah, he's at one point, this was the illest shit. This was like the most like third world reaction to it. I was like, so what do you do? How do you remedy? And he starts with like, there is a leaf, and we take the leaf, and we make the drink, and then I was like, what if that doesn't work? He goes, ignore. Right? He said, and lock it out.
Now I'm scared. I'm like, am I gonna get hemorrhoids today? Like,
Sitting on the toilet too long.
And I'd be chilling on a fucking
You
toilet, man.
can't chill on the toilet, dog.
So it's a sacrifice.
I gotta get a bidet, man.
Oh yeah, Alex got a bidet. He's all about it.
Still don't sit on it too long, but a bidet, bro. I'm about the bidet. I be looking at like.
I should have gave it to Wesley.
I look at this shit like it's a new car I'm ready to get.
You gotta get that. I'll be like, the speed bag.
oh, so what? Like, there's like different speeds to the booty hole?
My blueberry is gonna be a bidet. It's gonna be like a speed bag, bro. I really got a clip. Like I bet gay dudes would love me because now I got a real dude pussy, like an ass pussy. I got a real ass pussy, yo. I got that Marisa. I really do got an ass pussy, bro. Y'all want to see a picture of it? It's wild.
I'm looking at it.
I wanna see it.
Everybody else can look at it.
Put this on my page now?
Maybe, but it's so repulsive when I show you that. Bro, when I look at it, I took it because I was going to show it to my shorty, right? And I was like, because I was going to give it to my shorty to her dad to see if I got like the bad one, right? But I took like 4 pictures of it.
Hey, real talk, man. This might have been
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I know.
You got insurance too as a thing, so you were really just being stingy.
Yeah, I'm lazy. I'm not stingy. I'm lazy. I'll pay for it. But I paid $384 for the fucking what's it called cream? The suppositories, right? And he had to put under her name, so we went to CVS and she had to get a hemorrhoid
Why did
suppositories.
you put it in her name?
Because you can't prescribe anything to someone who's not your client. Yeah, whatever.
You say everything?
Whatever. It's just funnier to like go up there
Yeah.
where she's getting like hemorrhoid cream and I just sit in the back like, yeah, that's what I do. That's my work. But okay. Oh, dude. It is.
Oh, come on, man. I'm already on a throw. I haven't even looked at it yet.
All right, ready?
Can't you look at it
Should I
first?
put it on camera?
No.
I got a strong stomach. I'll look at it.
All right, ready?
Oh my God! I'll take it back. Oh, shit.
This is so
Oh!
Wait.
I didn't know you were playing, bro.
Yo, son. So,
All right.
go.
I'm sorry.
Ready? So, check.
That area is
Also,
also
I want to see Ouchverse belly button.
Yo, son, it looks like an Audi burger. Yo, but so here's the crazy thing. You
Oh.
see it, right? Real quick, one more time look. Right? Y'all see it? Alright, so look, ready? So this is the crazy thing. You know what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
Y'all know what it looks like, right? My asshole's below it.
Wait, what?
Yeah!
Wait, what do you
It's
mean?
hiding my asshole.
That's what I'm saying. It's
You can't see my asshole.
Wait, so is that it tucked in or tucked out?
No, that's all out,
Oh, that's
bro.
out.
That's the
Out,
hair
dog.
down.
It's like Legend of the Hidden Temple.
Yo,
You gotta
son.
push the rock over to get through.
Yo. Son. Can I tell you? Can I tell you what this is?
visual on that is perfect.
Son,
Oh my
can I
god.
tell you what this is karma for? And I told Alex this in Columbus, but this is what this is karma for. We were taping Brilliant Idiots the other day. I'm at Starbucks, right? And this guy that working at Starbucks, right? He's going to give this chicken an order, right?
Yeah.
And he goes up and he goes, Shannon, right? And I go, right? And all of a sudden he just looks at me and goes, what? What was it? Oh, fuck. I'm looking at him like, I thought we were partying, man. I thought we were at the club, son. I didn't know that you was struggling. And why didn't they make you the name, dude? If you're out there like, Shannon. Pass that responsibility to the next person. You gotta be on the, getting the sriracha out of the back. You gotta be on the, getting
You can't be the one.
the egg white.
You can't be the guy screaming the names out.
You gotta be the egg white guy. You can't be the bread.
That's just bad management. That's just bad coaching. Like, you're putting somebody
I
in the
thought it was
wrong.
a party, bro. I'm ready to do Brilliant Idiots. My man said, Shannon. I didn't miss a beat.
Yo, don't scream too hard, bro. She's gonna fall right out.
Yo, so when is his surgery? I have to book the surgery. But basically the situation was, what kind of doctor you go to? Proctologist, yeah.
Yo, so we were gonna go to the hospital and get the surgery in Ohio.
So it was bad.
And it was we were gonna film it and put it and drop it in.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't
We should have called that episode Drop It Out.
Drop it out.
So yeah, I gotta, and it's not like super invasive. They literally just wrap a rubber band around it, and then
Pop it like a cherry tomato.
yeah, literally like how they used to take off legs in the Civil War. So, real talk, this is bad, bro. Akash and I lived together. Like, I took a lot of poops effortlessly.
Yeah.
That's
his thing. It's like his point of pride.
It was, but now it's changed. I don't even know who I am anymore.
Yo, real talk, yo.
I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't even know who I am anymore, bro. Yes, sir.
So are there certain foods you just can't eat now because you have that?
I haven't been avoiding any. I ate a burger called the Terminator while I was in Columbus, so I haven't been really restricting my diet in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, pretty much everything.
Sounds like some hot shit.
So it was a lot.
Named after Thurman Thomas?
I was thinking of thermometer.
No, it's Thurman's Cafe is the name of the stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, we don't have to.
Speaking of buttholes getting tight, finals are set.
Oh
Buttholes getting tight. What happened to Giannis?
Oh, man.
Turn the water off, huh?
You called it. That faucet was turned the fuck off on Giannis.
That wasn't how Andrew said he would handle Giannis for Kawhi.
It's amazing what you can do, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can
He's
do.
the best two-way player, probably since Pippen. You know, just somebody who can get a bucket and just to lock down and score. And
He might be the best since Jordan. Jordan was a two-way player, bro.
Jordan, I mean, listen, fucking who said it? Was it Kendrick Perkins?
Mm-hmm.
He was the first guy to go on national TV. It was like, it reminds me of like 97 Jordan, where like he's just mad methodical and deliberate, and you know what he's gonna do, and you can't stop it, and then he locks down your best player, and he's on a Jordan-like run right now, and just because he wears New Balances and has straight back braids, like it's not the most marketable thing, but like watching the game, like that's what you get, like that's what he looks like.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. Raptors, Warriors. How do you match up defensively?
Am I crazy for thinking they match up better if KD's in the game?
Go. Well, let's assume KD's not for the first two. And then give us the KD matchup.
So I think you gotta say put Kawhi on Clay because Steph is too quick for him probably.
That's you. Go.
But Clay also, Kawhi doesn't really guard the run-around guy. He guards the guy with the ball.
Great point. Do you want to have Kawhi wasting his energy chasing Clay around?
I don't.
But go on, then I want to hear your lineup. Go on.
So, I don't know. Maybe you can try Kawhi on Steph and see how it goes, but I want to say they tried it a couple years ago in San Antonio, and it didn't work the best.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't necessarily know. You might even just, like, at that point, throw bodies at Clay, try to have Lowry hold Steph as much as
Oh,
he
come
can.
on, you gotta rotate.
Okay.
Without KD, I don't know where to put Kawhi as easily.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about you, Kaz? What do you think?
I think it's a little different. I think the Raptors have been fortunate to go to their time without stopping them, but then against anybody backcourt. Like, they ran through the Magic, ran through the Sixers, not really backcourt, and the Bucks.
Yep.
Right? You don't want to waste energy on Kawhi fucking chasing Steph or Clay around. So I just think you put Siakam and pray for the best with Kyle Lowry and maybe Fred
Van Fleet. Yes.
And pray for the best. And you hope that they have a plan to try and stop Kawhi.
Right.
And just go for it. Because I don't think you don't want to waste that energy unless like you're down 2-0 like what just happened with the Bucks. Like once you're down 2-0, you have no other choice but you got to stop this guy. Then you probably put Kawhi on Steph. Other than that, I don't know. I don't like the way they match up before.
What about this? This is a little bit counterintuitive, but they kind of did with the Bucks thing. Okay. What about Siakam on Steph? I think length bothers Steph.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
And Siakam is athletic. Steph's going to get by him, but he's also going to get by Lowry.
Yeah.
So at least when he does those step backs, you have legit
reach. Yeah.
Right? So you go Siakam on Steph, right? You have Clay, unfortunately,
Lowry.
No, Lowry, this is where it gets interesting. You go Kawhi on Clay, and I might switch that in a second. Mark on Draymond, that's a wash. I go Kyle on Iggy, because Iggy don't want to shoot.
Yeah.
And Kyle's actually sturdy. Kyle could hold.
Strong guy.
He could hold up Iggy. The issue is this: Clay gonna shoot right over Kyle.
Yeah.
He's not even gonna see Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle's gonna be right there. Shot is already. Clay's automatic. You need to have some height to disrupt. I think we're missing one more.
Well, the reason why I like that is because we got.
What other player am I thinking? Oh no, but Bogut is in there. Who else is in there?
Not Bogut. Marcus Gasol.
No, they got the young boy.
Looney,
I think, starts.
Yeah.
He starts with them.
He's done the last couple of games.
Okay, so then you could do. If you're starting Danny Green's just sucking it up, so I wouldn't even put him on there.
Yeah.
But there's also a world where I put Kawhi on Steph, because I just think he alters the game. He's got one length too, but I think he just alters the game in so many ways that you want to have him attacking your best defensive player.
Do you think Steph is a harder guard than Giannis?
Yeah.
For Kawhi, yeah.
For anybody.
Okay.
Well, Giannis is impossible. But did you guys see what Kawhi would do to Giannis? This is what I thought was so fascinating about it, is he would stand him up at 18 feet. Right? Like most guys, Kawhi will get some. Kawhi gets off, like for Jason Tatum. The reason why Jason Tatum just got housed, right, is let's say here's Tatum and here's Kawhi, right? Kawhi gets the downhill steam going, and Jason Tatum knows he's not strong enough to stop the momentum, right? So he chooses a direction, right? He goes, okay, I'm going to assume he's going to do a little heavy or something like that and then go by, so I'm going to overplay right. And then Giannis goes, okay, Euro, layup. And Kawhi would just go, give me what you got. I'm standing you up wherever the fuck you are. Surge a little bit too. Surge could meet that motherfucker at the rim.
That's the guy who's that's what you're about.
But he's coming off.
He's coming off the bench.
I think he's coming off bench.
Yeah.
So it's like now you don't have that like freak athletic situation. You have freak shot maker.
Yeah.
And
they were giving Giannis a stop and pop music against Twitter all series, and he couldn't take
consistently hit it.
He would never take it. Anytime he would drive in, try Euro, and he gets split up like you said. Try to pass off into the shooter, and when there was no shooter there, he was throwing some bullshit.
Right. And they threw the doubles at him too, right? Mark would come over and double because you didn't have to worry.
but I'm just so excited, man, because like as long as KD's not in, I think Raptors are winning this.
You think so?
I think Raptors in 6.
They got home court advantage, bro.
Also, Raptors got home court advantage, right?
Yeah.
Like, which, obviously you're playing the Warriors. Don't get me wrong, but Raptors are an amazing fan base. You started off at home, especially they got a couple guys that need a little boost. Kyle needs a boost, and go.
I thought when they got Kawhi, I picked them to go to the finals, and I thought they could take out Golden State. And I've always been saying Golden State's not going to win it.
Yeah.
I have to stick with that, but I am nervous about Lowry in the finals.
Yeah.
And I also worry that Golden State could be like, all right, we're going to come in game 1.
Yeah.
We're going to stomp on your fucking heart.
Right.
And we're going to take your little home court, and let's see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
And that could, with someone, I worry about the fragility of the Raptors. Even though Lowry's had a good playoffs, I just worry still.
So the question is, who are like the fragile players on the? I think this Fred VanVleet is a.
He's been lights out since he had a kid, though.
Not only lights
I don't
out.
question the kid. Once you have a kid, I feel like you got at least a month of fire.
Yeah, of course. It's like I got to do it, and also you realize there's things way bigger than this. Why am I worried so much about this? The kid didn't sleep last night. And also everybody's like, I can't sleep. I'm so nervous. He's like, no, there's a crying baby. Like that's why I can't sleep. You guys have champagne problems, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think you worry about Fred. Obviously Kawhi is locked the fuck in. I think, I think like the African players, to be honest, like this is just fun compared to what they've experienced. I really mean that. Like they've experienced real life. You know what I mean? Like yes, Lowry's from North Philly and he's probably seen some like little violent stuff or whatever like this, but he's never seen
child soldiers.
Yeah, like the Congo. You're coming from the Congo. Like so it's like this is fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
It's a game. At the end of the day, it's truly a game, right? And then Marcus Sol, I don't know, like the Euros, it's like they're not gonna go wild and give you 40. But I also don't see them stinking it up.
Jay Rich.
They're gonna be middle of the road, right?
I could see. I still got the Warriors thinking, but I could see the Raptors being a type of team that can slow down the Warriors enough to make it go 6 or 7. And once you go 6 or 7,
it's anybody's game over there.
They have to have a shot, and I'm going to stick with the Raptors, but here's what I would say why I think it might be easier if KD's in the game. Because then you put Kawhi on KD.
Yes.
That's a matchup that Kawhi is much better suited for.
Right.
But the offense still runs through KD.
Right.
And when you got your best defender who's a good matchup for the guy the offense runs through, I almost think, and KD doesn't know how to operate when he's not getting the ball. KD's not
He doesn't move without the ball.
He's not like, okay, I'll just help any way I can. He's not that guy.
That's a really good
So I almost think you
want KD to come back.
I almost want KD to come back as quickly as possible.
Wow, that's right, because Steph, you got to run around and chase him. If he's not killing you off the ball, he's going to run around screens. There's so many different ways he can hurt you. KD is not going to run down to the baseline, run around 4 screens, come around, pick a pop. He's like, give me the ball, fucking block, I'll get mine.
You know what's going to happen? I'm going to make my bold prediction right now.
Go.
Draymond Green's going to be the finals MVP. He's going to be the finals MVP.
So if they win,
it's
a year Draymond that makes this game.
Yeah.
Because, and again, I don't think they'll keep Kyle on. I don't think they'll keep. No, sorry, I don't think they'll keep Kyle on Steph.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. I mean, and mind you,
and for the best for Kyle, right? Like,
Kyle's not like
he's so sensitive.
He's a solid defender. Like he's not like
and he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
But what you want from Kyle is uber confidence, right?
Yeah.
I want you to feel as confident as you possibly can, so that you can play this position, which is really important on the team. You're a disruptor, you're a pest, and you get guys involved. And every once in a while, you hit a backbreaking 3 or finishing the run. Is he gonna be able to do that when Steph's lighting him up for 30 again? No, right?
But it's also the finals. That has still been amazing. Like as much as Steph has been killing throughout the playoffs.
Yeah.
The only knock everybody's had on Steph
last
is
year finals he played great. He played well. He could have had MVP. If he got MVP last year, nobody has a problem.
Exactly. Played excellent. But I'm saying with this, there's a little bit more pressure.
Right.
No KD. Right. No Boogie. You had Kawhi Leonard, who has been like the Warriors' killer.
Right.
Even in San Antonio, and
once
even
you
in
beat
Toronto.
Braun, you're not worried about Kawhi. I don't think you. Now I think you should be.
Too.
No. I think you should be. But in terms of like beating down the boogeyman, he's done it before, right?
Kawhi's a different type of boogeyman. He's a different type of boogeyman.
He's
He is
he's the boogeyman that nobody knows is the boogeyman.
He's the guy who, like, when LeBron gets it going, like, it's palpable. You feel it. Like, he's a passionate dude. When Kawhi gets it going, you don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking Terminator robot with no emotion. He doesn't know when he's up, when he's down. He doesn't give a fuck. He's going to get his. And he's going to lock down your best player. These are things that will happen.
If they make it to 6, even if they lose, there's no way Kawhi leaves, right? I mean, if they get swept, he might be.
I think he stays no matter what.
Even if they get swept.
Even if they get swept. I think he stays no matter what. I think getting swept, definitely you have to engage in some talks, but if it's competitive and you know KD's leaving and you know that Warriors team is in some way being blown up, you don't want that again?
Well, if they sweep you without KD.
Then, exactly, yeah. So the sweep without KD, I think there's a better reason for him to leave. But if they get a game or two, right, and it's close, and maybe they lose a couple close ones,
right.
I think it's like, now we got this.
Yeah.
Maybe we get a nice little pickup. Clearly, the Raptors organization can get a lot of juice out of the fruit. Like, you get a guy like Siakam that nobody knew was going to end up being like a contributor player.
They develop players, man.
Yeah, shout out to the GM, man. Like every like roster move that they've made in the past 7 months have been great moves.
Under the radar, very good GM.
Extremely good GM. And on top of that, with him, you know, I think it's like a Paul George situation all over again. They roll the dice on the guy with the 1 year on his contract. They're like, hey, this is better than the Paul George situation because he went to the finals.
Right.
So now it's like,
because he's better than Paul George. That's why I understood this is a risk. But to me, when they got Kawhi, it's a risk you have to take.
Yeah.
And then picking them to make it to the finals, I'm going to take credit because I'm me. But it's not like some bold prediction. You had DeMar DeRozan. He's good.
Yeah.
He got to the conference finals. But now you have a fucking dominant defensive player and a really good offensive player.
I'll say he's a dominant offensive player, too.
Yeah, he's dominant offensive.
I think we had, with DeRozan, an overrated player, and now we have with Kawhi an underrated player.
Yeah.
And sometimes those ratings are what equate to a really interesting trade. Like when you know the value of another player and you know no one else values it.
It was a perfect storm.
It's real estate.
It was a perfect storm because he was coming off an injury. He sat down the whole Spurs shit.
Furious in an organization.
There was people in the media chirping about Kawhi Leonard about being a fucking distraction. All fucking guys. Right? So his value was like at an all-time low, and they still got an all-star player out of it. And now everybody's like, yeah, why did we trade Kawhi Leonard? Well, duh. He's showing you why.
So here's the question I think we need to start asking ourselves, which is, who are the top 3 players in the NBA right now?
Right now?
And is Kawhi in that?
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Let's have the conversation. Is Kawhi the best player in the NBA?
You have to give him number 1 right now. Him or Steph right now at this moment.
Right this very second, yes, he's the best player in the NBA.
I mean, like, let's really talk about it. Like,
there's nothing on the basketball court that he cannot do.
Maybe he's not an elite passer, not a bad passer, but not elite court vision like a LeBron. But he's a better defender.
Yeah.
He's a better scorer in terms of moves. LeBron doesn't have many moves. He has a nice little kind of like step to the side mid range. He has a powerful
fucking in and out between the legs dribble that just shifts the entire defense, kind of like James Harden does, but without the traveling
and less dribbles. He does what James does in a fraction of the dribbles. That's it.
You can't stop him because he's so fucking strong. And his hands are so big, you're not going to even try and swipe
There's
at it.
so little grace to his offensive game that you don't realize how good he is.
It is. Yeah. That's a great way of putting it. Yeah, it is. There's an effortlessness and an economy.
Yes, economy is the perfect word.
It's like a joke that has no fat, right?
Exactly. Like if you ever watch like an elite basketball, any basketball player, like practice by himself in the gym with like cones and chairs and like dribble and all that shit. That's exactly how he plays with defenders. With like when the game is on, like
interesting.
He'll
get his fade.
He gets the shots that he wants. You know what I'm saying? So like he'll get his little elbow jumper. If he's going between the legs, if you shift, he'll hit a 3 in your face. If he come up and go past you, like he takes exactly what you give him.
So Kawhi's top 3. We're saying.
I think it's undisputed.
Maybe top 2. Yeah. We say.
Yeah.
And so what does the NBA do, right, when your top 2 player, potentially your number 1 player, is not the most smart ball? What do you do as you guys are Adam Silver, right? What is that strategy? Do you lean
into his lack of marketability, like call him an assassin, like a stone cold, ice cold assassin, like lean into the lack of emotion, or are you going to try to make this person someone who he's not so he can carry the
I think it's too late. It's too late for that. It's too late to try to make him anything that he is. He wears New Balances.
Right.
He got fucking Times New Roman on the font. Honestly, he's the most basic motherfucker we've ever had that has been this good in the NBA. And I think you lean into the fact that he's just a guy.
Kawhi's New Roman. That's his nickname.
Kawhi's New Roman.
That's his nickname.
You lean into the fact that
He
he's
is
just a
Times New
dude.
Roman.
He is the Times
He's
New Roman of
Times New
people.
Roman. It's just regular to look at, but you need it.
Yeah, and
It's
honestly,
the dominant font.
yes, facts. The dominant font he is the Times New Roman of the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, you know, with him, it's kind of like how we had it with Steph a few years ago before he got like almost annoyingly confident.
Right.
When everyone just thinks he's arrogant. At the same time, like he's a low maintenance superstar.
Yeah.
He's got an ego. You assume every guy that good has some sort of an ego, but you'll never see it.
Yeah.
You'll never show it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you know, it's good because you have the balance of guys like LeBron, of guys like KD,
Yeah, you have enough stars, and you can almost market him as like the anti-ego guy. Like the trade demand is where it gets a little fucked up. And I would still love to know the real reason, like the actual reason he wanted out San Antonio.
That makes me respect Kawhi more because he knows some shit must have went down.
Some shit went down.
I feel like he's right. Like I love Pop,
100%
but I
right.
feel like
And okay, and I want to get back to. I actually want to get back to that, but there's one thing I want to say just about like the low. What is it called? Low maintenance superstar. You know who's gonna love Kawhi Leonard? Middle America.
Yep.
Middle America is gonna go. Yeah. He doesn't do all the shoulder shit. He just goes there. He wins just like they do. They go to their job and they do their job. And I think if Adam Silver's smart, there's a way to wrap that work ethic. He's work ethic. He is go there and grind. It doesn't have to.
That's a great point. That's a fucking great point.
And you will have all these dudes that are tired of the flashy, glitzy, like on my Instagram doing all this stuff.
Semi-racist.
I don't want to say it, but racist white people don't love it.
Yeah.
It's going to be the first person with cornrows that they've accepted in their whole life. It's an effective way to keep your hair back.
He shuts up and dribbles better than anybody. And he might win an NBA title for it. So,
oh my God. So then he has to be careful, right? They have to be careful that they don't throw him under the bus, right? Or to the back of it. But there is something beautiful about it because you're gonna have a lot of like maybe basketball purists.
Yeah, youth basketball coaches. If I'm a youth basketball coach for AAU or high school, I'm like, watch this fucking guy.
Dads are gonna fucking granddad's dads. This is how the game is played.
You don't need to celebrate every time you score.
When I was growing up playing high school ball, there was all these like recruiting sites, like all this type of shit. And like the top of the guys, like if you're a 6'10", whatever, they have like your NBA comparison, right? So everybody was Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Kevin Garnett. You're 6'10" and up. Because that was basically just saying you're a big guy who does more than just score. Yeah. Right? Kawhi Leonard's going to be that guy for a bunch of these players because he is I forgot what they called him on ESPN, they called him the little fundamental. Tim Duncan was the big fundamental. He's the little fundamental.
Yo, how do you have less personality than Tim Duncan? Crazy.
Tim Duncan, people are like, yo, lighten up a little bit, bro.
Isn't that crazy?
They came from the same fucking franchise and coaches.
Well, that's something they look for at the Spurs. They want a guy who's able to laugh himself, puts the team above himself. Like they have like personality criteria they look for when they draft players.
Thank God he got the fuck out of there. Like everybody said that his uncle was the worst thing in his camp. So he has this uncle, I think, who's from like Newark, and they were like, "You got to get out of here." He demands a trade, all this. And they're like, "Why the fuck are you listening to this guy? He might be the smartest guy in the room. He really might be the smartest guy in the room, and we fucked up by assuming that he was just some like leech family member that was out here for his own personal interests. That one decision to get him out of San Antonio puts him in the NBA Finals and in the top 3 players in the world discussion.
Yeah. And you gotta understand.
Do you think they make it to the NBA Finals on the Spurs if he's healthy, though? You don't think so?
No.
I think they make it. I think they make it. I think the Spurs team.
I think the Rockets for them are no problem.
I think the Warriors are a problem just because of LaMarcus. I think he just doesn't do.
He's an ill-fitting piece in this NBA, which is crazy. I never saw it coming.
You're taking tough mid-range jumpers, man.
Yeah.
It's like you can't really defend that well. You're a liability on any switch off, right? Like he's like Dirk on any switch off. So it's like you just attack that motherfucker.
Right.
And I think he's what holds him back. I think, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think they do it. I think they're better suited. I think what's underrated is Marc Gasol's feet. Like if you watch Marc Gasol's feet, for a guy his size,
nimble.
Motherfucking soccer player, bro. It's that soccer shit.
All those Spanish European motherfuckers, bro.
They gotta be able to move. Ain't no plotting shit in soccer, right? It's like
ain't no micro.
This idea of sports specialists we have growing up in America, where you play one sport and you get really good at, I don't think it's good.
What do you mean?
Like if they think you're gonna be a baseball player, that's all you play. Baseball all the time. Yeah, football all the time. Quarterback all the time. I think football players, and I think they're coming around on this from what I understand, but like. Football players should play baseball, should play soccer, should play basketball. Like, all these things come in handy. Steve Nash, all we talk about is how his soccer background helped him as a basketball player. Soccer and basketball in particular. Hakeem Olajuwon, soccer. Marc Gasol, probably soccer player. Those two, you gotta play both at the same time.
Hakeem had great footwork, too, man.
Bruh, they have the best footwork.
The best. He's still teaching.
They literally play a sport where all you do is work on everything's with your feet.
Dude, Kobe even. Like, let's not sleep on the fact that Kobe spent his formative years in Europe, right? Like, you know he was picking up some shit. They even say, I mean, it's a different sport, but Vasyl Lomachenko, he's a boxer. Some say he's the pound-for-pound best boxer in the world. And incredible, like, intense training from his father. But his father took him out of boxing for 2 years straight and just made him do ballet. Because your footwork wasn't good enough. On some, like, real Ukrainian, like, Russian, like, Rocky type training. Like, but he's basically like, it's not good enough. Do this thing, it's all footwork. And if you watch him, it's majestic. His footwork is majestic. And it's maybe Takash's point. It's like, yeah, we're focusing so much on keeping your fucking elbow in that you can't even move around the court.
Right.
It's like, at a certain point, diversity in training is what's going to, what do they say? Like, you work the same muscle over and over again, it doesn't get bigger? Like, or do the same exercise? Some shit with exercise.
You gotta
what is
muscle memory.
So what happens? Your body just gets used to the exercise, so you're not working it anymore or something?
I think that's what P90X was for.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, they would do some just other shit that your body's not used to, because once you've done it so many times, you can't grow anymore. You gotta do different shit with it.
Yeah, switch it up with the legs, huh? Okay, so here's an interesting hypothetical I want to talk to you guys about.
Raptors.
Yeah, I think. Okay, I want to bring this hypothetical up to you guys. This was an interesting one, right? $10 billion. Okay, you have 3 chances to hit an NBA free. Okay, if you hit one, you get $10 billion. If you miss, you do 1 year maximum security prison.
This is from the ticket.
Is it really?
Yeah.
We saw this on. I think it's actually a.
They might have gotten it from. But they do one segment a week where they just think up a hypothetical. As far as I know, they've thought of it.
Yeah.
So
this is I think a popular one on the internet.
I'm not risking any amount of money for a person.
Okay, talk me through it.
Again, look at me. It's the same fucking thing as taking a punch.
Maximum security. That means you're secure.
No.
It's just lonely.
When you go to jail,
maximum security means the most guards because it's the illest motherfuckers on earth.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you're just by yourself in the room.
Minimum security is you're chilling.
It's like close bed.
Minimum security is we don't need that much security because you're some white collar pussy.
Yeah.
That's where I belong.
Do they know?
That's my lane.
My question is, do they know that's why you went to jail? Like, what you went for, fam? It's 3-3. It's 3-3. What you went for? Murder. I gotta know. Like, if they don't know why I'm in there, and I can just front like, yeah, man, it's out for you to catch bodies and shit.
I look like I wouldn't catch nobody. I sound like I wouldn't catch nobody.
Well, you know, not one at a time.
Oh, I'm gonna play the terrorist part. It's the motherfucking thing that's gonna go down, dog. Assalamu alaikum.
That'll get you killed, man. That'll get you killed. Are we taking corner threes, straightaway threes? Any type of three?
Any 3. No, it's got to be full 3. So the corner's not full.
Do I come in cold? Can I warm up?
No. 3 threes, you just shoot. I mean, you can shoot big 4, you can shoot whatever, but there's no warm up on that rim. You have 3 threes. Everybody at home, think about this. 3 NBA threes.
No. I'll think. NBA threes?
Let me put this in context here. We're talking about $10
Whatever, dog. Like, that's a ridiculous, unacceptable amount of money.
What? Can I granny shot it?
Can I granny shot?
You're gonna risk a granny shot?
Yeah.
NBA 3?
Bro, if I could step my feet and take forever, it's not just catch and shoot. Literally just take as long
You
as I
can
want.
take 3 days to do the shots if you want. Calculate the win. Do whatever the fuck you need. Okay? But, listen. If you hit it, you're one of the richest people on the planet. If you don't, it's just 1 year. Maximum security prison. That can't be. No, but I mean, we have one guy who's actually been to jail here, so we should probably ask him about it.
How was jail, Alex?
He went to best case scenario jail.
I went to best case.
Yeah.